Great points, Peter. Well, we're likely to have people on this call today that have worked with CO2, either dabbled with different architectures in the past, perhaps in the last few years, as well as rolling out some of their first stores now in North America here. And then we've got another group of folks that probably haven't dipped their toe into it yet or are very hesitant to get into CO2. So I'm going to open this up to everybody here. And I know we've been kind of touching on that, but any advice or other things you want to add to how to get started tackling CO2 if you haven't been into the journey yet?
Well, I think the industry has been pretty open to having end users negotiate or relate with other end users who have done it to learn it. You can depend on a relationship with your service provider, your contractors that you have. Do they have experience in it, what their challenges are, what they've seen, as well as your OEMs. I think it's important to look at all options and look at all avenues so that you can have the best information available to make whatever your strategic plan needs to be.
I think that's very important, Derek has mentioned, and you're right, Michael. We have touched on it, in the last few minutes, but it's partnership from the start. It's working together, right? Because we've all learned, right, from the previous experience, and you learn on your mistakes, right? But it's building up those relationships from the very start. Is it the right application? Is it the right product line? How are the support functions put in place from training? And then the training factor also doesn't stop on the new install, right? You have to train the service contractor after the fact. You have to train the staff in the store. What should they be looking for? Very, very, very important. So it's that working together will make that a better experience for you. But as in Danfoss, and I know also with some of the OEMs, is we also have support functions to support the startup of the applications, especially on these new applications, right? Like natural refrigerants. But it's not just to do the startup. They're there to help support, to train, right? It's all training. It's step back to train people. And I think the more we can get in front of that out there, the more skill sets we're building up in the industry. And in the long term, that's going to make it a lot easier for everybody to transition to these natural refrigerants.